TUCO being Tulsa County Tuesday. From the mayor of Tulsa to the city manager of Broken Arrow, from Senator Langford to TPD Chief Dennis Larson, KRMG is the place, and all of these local leaders check in on a regular basis. And the most recent addition to our menu of exclusive interviews is TUCO Tuesday. Tulsa County Tuesday. Every other week, we're joined by Tulsa County Commissioner. Last week, it was the newest commish, Lonnie Sims. This time, it's District 3 Commissioner Kelly Dunkerley, live in studio with us. You could have just called in, could have just phoned it in, Commissioner. Good morning.
Good morning. Well,
I was on 5 there, Matt.
Worked on the schedule, so we're happy to be here.
It's always good to be able to drop in person, too, especially when it's kind of the first time.
Yeah, nice to meet you face to face. What do we need to know about Kelly Dunkerley?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I find that county commissioners and county government in general is kind of the level that people don't know about as much.
Yeah.
And the commissioners and the others, love to get out in the community and let people know what we're doing, what our level of government is. And, I was elected in 2022, and Lonnie Sims was elected in 2024, and Stan Salih's been there since, I believe, 18. And so we have a collection of leaders that like to get out, meet the people where they are, explain what we do. And, my background is insurance. I worked for State Farm Insurance for 26 years. My wife worked at Tulsa Community College. She's a large animal vet. She worked at the West Campus, and we love this community. Our daughter was born here. She's a Tulsa lifer, and just trying to make this community better, trying to attract the right kind of investment, try to build a future that all our young people can believe in and have a part of is what we're all about. And I believe all the commissioners share that vision. So we're happy to be here, and so glad you would have us here.
The three of you get along okay?
Yeah, we do. It's kind of a family environment. Families have different disagreements. We don't have the same view on all issues, but that's what government's all about, especially local government, is airing those differences, but also building relationships, because this county is all about relationships, and so is municipal government. I served as mayor of Jinx for a while in city council, planning and zoning. So I've had a lot of those different conversations, and you can't get through these types of issues without being a relationship builder and somebody who airs differences when that's appropriate.
Sometimes you have a relationship that ends up being with a person that you find out you didn't even know. And that was the case with the emergency management director, Joe Krylacek, who stands accused of child pornography and resigned from his job. You and the city have to replace him. What's the search like? How much progress have you made?
Well, we've had several different candidates that have come forward, some that are local and some that are outside the local area, and they've been vetted through the first round of that process. And I believe the recommending committee, personnel from both the city and the county and the HR representatives and others put them through the first round of interviews. And we've got at least 2 candidates that are going to go forward to the final round, to at least all 3 of the commissioners, and probably, I'm sure, the mayor as well. And we'll have another round of discussions of which one we feel is the best fit for our community.
Any timeline, you think? A couple of weeks, month?
Oh, I think the interviews will probably be concluded in the next week, maybe 2 weeks, and I think a decision would probably happen.
Winter's coming. That's why I'm like, there's a little urgency to making this hire, isn't there?
Yes, there is. I mean, my experience, I mentioned I worked for State Farm Insurance, but one of those responsibilities I had as a public affairs manager was catastrophe response. So the Father's Day storm, and you name it, the storm in the last 20 years, if it's been named, Joplin, Moore, Katrina, going back to Gustav, all the hurricanes, Ike in Texas, I've been there.
Wow.
From a public affairs standpoint, working with the local communities, the local officials, and trying to get our team in place to where we could address customer needs and get the claim process and the recovery process started. So at FEMA, our emergency preparedness position is very important. It's the top person, and we have to have top quality, and people have confidence in that person, because it's countywide and it's cooperative with the city. So
see, my temptation is to go off on a whole FEMA tangent here, because there's so much we could talk about that. Maybe we can store that away for a future conversation. But I got to get to, I don't know if you happened to hear Monday with the mayor yesterday, but we talked a lot about the old juvenile detention facility. The mayor talking about this $18 million in a community gift from some benefactor who is willing to convert that juvenile detention facility into low barrier homeless shelter. The mayor saying, the county initially wanted a land swap for, taking control of that piece of land near Charles Page and the Gilcrease. But now the county wants to sell it. The mayor says the value is $500,000. The county says $1 million plus a couple million more maybe in safety upgrades. Here's what the mayor had to say about the price.
Homelessness is a city problem. Homelessness is also a county problem. I'm not exactly sure we all had that understanding sitting around the table. That was reflected in the proposal that I was sent back that I still to this day believe was incredibly unreasonable.
He says it's unreasonable. Even I heard him use the word exorbitant. What does the county say? Why not just, give it the lowest price possible and maybe do something about the homeless problem?
I think that's a fair question, and this really does go back to constructive open dialogue and teamwork, and then also relationships. And we have a new mayor. I've met him several times, and I think he's got a good direction and really wants to solve some of these problems, and so do we. With this particular situation with the facilities we have, I think the first thing that's very important to let people know is the county operates a family shelter there, and we have for decades. And it's not just a shelter for families that are experiencing homelessness. It's a clinic, so they get health care there as well, and it's also a pharmacy, and that's a successful part of this effort to address homelessness. This is a particular segment that a lot of people don't know about it, but these are people who have lost jobs. They've experienced homelessness, and it's a family. So we may have 40 family there at any one time, and it's children involved. So the arrangements that protect that environment are important. And I think Commissioner Sims, who serves as the chair this year, he's had some of the conversations recently with the mayor and others. We are obligated to protect that service. And this new element could very well work in a good way with that, but we need to make sure that we have the right arrangement. And really, I'd also say that I'll open the box on this, is that we have other services out there. We have a mediation service that helps unclog the court system by people coming there to mediate. That's in a separate building, but it's nearby. So those are people who are adjudicating.
Can I summarize, because we're quickly running out of time, and I've got much more to get to. You're saying that you want the city to make upgrades to keep those other prior existing facilities safe from this low barrier shelter.
Yep, safety is a concern, but also there's the possibility, if there's a bigger footprint that is needed for the vision that the mayor's putting forward, there's a possibility that some of the services that the county's operating there could be located elsewhere. And those conversations, parts of them have been had with the mayor and his team, but I'm not sure they've been fully explored. But there's all kinds of possibilities. We could look outside the box. If there's people who want to move in this direction, we're willing to have those conversations. And I think there's bigger moves that could come into play that help everybody.
So you don't think this issue is dead, and you think the city can continue talks with you on this and maybe find a negotiated settlement?
Absolutely. The door's open.
Well, tell me some projects in your district. District 3 is what? It's Jenks, it's South Tulsa, it's parts of Broken Arrow. Give us the map overview and what's going on.
The county's broken into 3 commission districts. My district is all part of the south part of the county, but also half of Jenks, half of Broken Arrow, the south ports of those, and then also a big section of South Tulsa. So, each commissioner has a portion of Tulsa in their district, and then also some suburbs. Lonnie's district, District 2, goes to the west, and Stan Salee, he has the area to the north and also the north part of Broken Arrow and East Tulsa. So it's a good, diverse mix. Gives us a good diversity of thought and the different things that are important. My district includes the Fortune Park, which is very, very important to me, but also to many, many Tulsans as the first Tulsa County park. And I would add that Tulsa County is very unique. We're the only county in the state of Oklahoma that manages parks, and we have several of them. We're very proud of them. We put a lot of resources into them. Most people know La Fortune, but there's also Hakey Creek Park in my district far to the south. There's also South County, which is a swimming facility, as well as other things that's in Glenpool. District 1, Stan Salee has O'Brien, which is known for baseball, and then I think a lot of people know Chandler Park. So we're proud of those, and we're putting more investments into the parks, and it's an amenity that I think all Tulsa counties can be proud of. It's a part of our landscape and its quality of life issues.
Yeah. Well, speaking of parks, I know that my partner has funnel cakes on her mind and had a question about an event coming up soon.
Yeah, we've got the Tulsa State Fair coming up, and you guys have been out there on the fairgrounds doing a lot of work. Can you tell us kind of what we can expect to see?
Well, the fair is special to me, but it's also special to a lot of people, and I want to give hats off to leaders of the past several decades in Tulsa, both city and county, that put a lot of resources and emphasis onto our fairgrounds. And what that means is the facilities there have been upgraded tremendously over the last couple of decades. And the payoff to that, I'll get to the fair in a second, but the payoff is huge. People don't understand that the fairgrounds, that's the biggest economic driver in our metropolitan area. It's bigger than anything, bigger than the BOK. The dollars that are associated with bringing visitors in every week nearly to our metropolitan area, staying in hotels, frequenting restaurants, and shopping in other ways is a tremendous impact, and the ripple effect, the payoff is huge. So the investment has been really big. When it comes to the fair, we're all proud of the fair. You know, we know about the fair every year, 11 days of awesome. It's tremendous. This is one of the best fairs in the nation. Everyone would say that that's in the industry. The rides are great. The amenities are great. The food is great. But the atmosphere is great. And I just want to emphasize, most metropolitan areas don't have a fairgrounds that's situated like we do, that's right in the heart of the metro. That makes a difference. That makes our fair different, much more enjoyable. And it's why we attract these horse and equine events all year long that bring thousands of visitors. So the investment is huge and the payoff is really big.
Kelly, I've got to leave it there this time. We've got a whole lot more we can talk about, but we're going to keep doing this, and we look forward to our conversations. Thank you for stopping by.
Hey, I appreciate the opportunity, and thank you for opening the door to the county commissioners to speak. This is great. Thank you.
Tuco Tuesday, this time with Tulsa County Commissioner for District 3, Kelly Dunkerley.